Hey guys, Andrew Davidson here, and welcome back to another As Per My Ability video. If you like what we do here at As Per My Ability, if you like our videos, if you like our content, if you like board games in general, then please do us a favor, comment, like, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube stuff. We appreciate everything that you guys do to help our channel grow. Today's video is not really a video at all. A few days ago I was soloing one of my favorite games, Arkham Horror, the living card game. And I was playing solo, and I'm playing the Circle Undone campaign, playing it for a second time. I normally play with a partner. I talk more about the game in a second, but anyways, regardless, I was playing solo a few days ago, and out of nowhere I had the inclination, I had the feeling to pull out the camera and just start recording and talking about Arkham Horror, talking about how I play solo, talking about some of the upgrades that I have for the game. Here we are. I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite games, Arkham Horror, the living card game. Arkham Horror, the card game, is the card game version of Arkham Horror, the board game, which is currently on its third edition with a few expansions and many more to come. It's typical of Fantasy Flight games. Arkham Horror is set in H.P. Lovecraft's universe. H.P. Lovecraft was an American writer who wrote gothic and horror stories in the 1920s. Now, as much of an Arkham Horror that I am, because I have everything, I have not read any H.P. Lovecraft from cover to cover. I have kind of dabbled in some of his writing, and personally I find it to be a little dated and a little dry. But if you've ever heard of Cthulhu, if that sounds familiar, that is in H.P. Lovecraft's universe of monsters, and they're these monsters from other worlds that are coming into the human world of Arkham, Massachusetts, which is a fictional town. I have been playing Arkham Horror solo lately, although typically I do play it as a two-player game, and for all of you out there, it is a two-player game. It says it on the box. Please follow the box's instructions, 1 to 2 players. Yes, some people have bought like 2 copies of the base box, and they've played with 3 or 4 players. It is a 2-player game, guys. Come on. Let's be real. I would never play this game with more than 2. I've been playing it solo lately because I've been just trying to get in some plays and keep myself playing some games during some downtime, but I like it at 2. It is the perfect game. So I want to just do a really quick video and show off a little bit of me setting my setup, as you can kind of see over here, of Arkham Horror as I play it solo. So if you follow along with me, I'll show you my solo setup, and we can wrap this thing up and get out of here. The first thing I want to show off is my Arkham Horror binder. My binder's quite nice. It's leather. It wasn't expensive. It just looks like it's super cool. It looks like a book when you put it up on your game shelf. Inside I have sleeves to protect all of the scenarios and the rule book, the rules reference, and so it is quite thick. I have everything organized and it looks really nice. So there's a certain scenario that you're working on, you know what's coming next in the campaign, and so this is my book. Here is where you start with a new campaign called the Dream Eaters, which is probably my favorite campaign at the time of recording this. Currently, I'm working through, it's not in here because I'm working through it, but it is the Circle Undone, which I'll show you in a second. At the back, I have some of the promo one-offs, the blob that ate everything. I just kind of have them tucked back here, and this is really great for storing all of my scenario sheets. So here I have the Circle Undone setup. It is one of the scenarios called At Death's Doorstep. There's really not going to be any spoilers here since you really need a whole lot of context as to what's going on, and plus this is a scenario that is very early in the campaign. So just kind of go over, I really want to talk more about components than the actual game itself. I do have a printed mat that I got off the internet, which I will be playing my cards out. In this campaign, I am playing Sister Mary. So that's my character card. Here is my sleeved deck, which you get to put together. You deck build and create your character as far as what weapons they have, what skills they can do. I also have just a rules reference. See if we can get this, like a round sequence, just in case if I get distracted. I've played so much of this game, I don't even really need these, but I have them sitting here just in case if I get distracted and trying to figure out what happens next. I do have some premium upgraded tokens, but I'm not using them when I play solo, so these are the tokens that you get in the base game. I just have a group of them sitting here. This is basically just set up. I have not begun to play yet. Here I just have a big mouse pad. It's kind of sticky, so the cards really stick and don't move around. Over here is the scenario at Death's Doorstep, and you have your agenda and your act cards. Here is I've shuffled the encounter deck based on the scenario that I'm playing. These are cards that are set aside from the game, which again, the scenario sheets that I just showed off to you, they show you how to set up the game and how to put them aside. And here's the scenario set up with the locations. Now, a couple of things I want to point out. Obviously, I'm using a kind of a Sister Mary. This isn't even Sister Mary. This is a miniature from Mansions of Madness. But I just wanted something to indicate like my female character, what have you. Normally, they give you these tiny little cards that you use, but I kind of wanted something that was three-dimensional, so I just snagged a miniature from a different Arkham game. Second thing are the direction tokens. I ordered these off of eBay. They were pretty cheap. They're just plastic, and they kind of help as a representation of which way you can go. So when I move to this location, I can move in between interchangeably here or interchangeably here and things like that. So I can move within this house between the halls and the trophy room, the billiards room. Definitely got to go there for a nun, and the balcony and things like that. So that's really what I want to talk about, is basically these two things, because it's not included in the game. I just have picked up a little bit of extras to help me play solo. One thing that I'm going to talk about very briefly that is not going to be located on camera because I'm filming this on my phone is the bag app. In Arkham Horror, you have to reach in and pull out a modifier in a bag. I do not use a bag. I've never used the bag. I've always used the app. I will not be showing that off in this video. Maybe I'll take a screenshot and let you see what it looks like. I typically just have my phone sitting right over here, and where I can just kind of tap the phone and get my modifiers when I try to do skill checks in this game. This game is quite brutal. For those of you that have played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't played it, it is not an easy game. In fact, for playing solo, I really want to enjoy the story, so I've nerfed the game a little bit. Well, maybe a lot, in order to just kind of enjoy the game, because I enjoy it for the storytelling and the exploration aspect rather than just getting beat down 3 turns in and not being able to get through my cards and be able to play and understand the story. Again, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for checking out our video. I am Andrew Davidson. This is where I'm going to leave us. It's not really a video. It's not much, but it is what it is. So I will see each and every one of you at the next video. Ooh, wink.